the time. Yes, yes, yes. This over here. Oh, where is it? Let's get this out of the way. There we go. All right, welcome, welcome. I'm live. Let's get this right here. Get that down a little more. How's that? Hey, how's everyone? Listen, while we wait for some people to come in, if you have any questions, you can ask now. You have any to yourself. Tonight we're going to talk about how come the medications don't work. I know that's an interesting subject. Somebody asked a question and I want to answer it tonight because it covers so much. And it's good. We're going to bring it back up when everyone gets in. Let's see where we're from. Lenwood, I like that. Hello, hello, hello. Let me make sure I got the stuff right here. Let me get this here. Excuse me. Got a little something there. Take that. Oh, gosh. Another day, another day. December 7th. What do we got? 20? It's the day the 7th. Yes. We're getting close. We're getting close to that day. We're getting close to the new year. That's what I'm looking forward to. It's always good to enter a new year. It's like a resetting of your entire life. Well, you can use it for a line of demarcation, if you will. All right, Captain Burton. Hey, what's up? Good to see you. Let's see. And everyone here, if you got to share the link with your friends. Let them know we're going live right now. Let them know that they can ask questions as we go live, anything they may want to know, any health challenges they may be having. We're going to talk about it tonight. As a matter of fact, because we're going to talk about why your medications don't work. So what we do in America and in other places around the world, we like to address our health challenges with what they call medications. Now, I was on the fire department 32 years, and I'm familiar with medications. I get that, like everyone else does, but I call medications poisons, because the toxic by any other name is just as toxic. And because of how we language life, that's the way it occurs to us. So if we language something as poison as being a medication or a medicament or something that's supposed to improve our life and health, we'll buy into it after a while. We'll hear it repeatedly, habitually, consistently, and daily, and we'll buy into it. Like we buy into a lot of things that we think is good for us. And then years later, they say, oh, this is not good. I'm sorry, there's a recall. This was poisoning the body. This was causing all kinds of health damages to people. I think it's absurd. If you heard me at any time before, I tell you, where do we come from? We came out of the earth. We came out of the earth. You have to remain in the earth and partake of the earth in order to live. But that's what it's coming down to. And so while we're here waiting for people to come in, like I said, chat with your friends, give them a call, tell them we're here live. And we'll probably go for half an hour or so, 45 minutes. I don't want to keep you long. It's Thursday. And I know you guys are getting ready for the weekend, just like I am. But it's a good day. But I tell you, every challenge that we have in life, I think, anyway, in my opinion, I think our health is most crucial. I mean, we came into time and space for a reason. We've done a lot of different things. I see one of my buddies, Captain Burton, online. The LA County Fire Department. He just retired, and he knows how tough it is. He knows the health challenges that he's experienced on the job, just as I have. And all those years, I tell you. And most people don't know. In the fire department, they always think that it's all about fires. Like we have fires all the time. Do you know that 90+% of our calls are medical? If something gone wrong, someone may have gotten shot or stabbed or electrocuted or drowned or fell off a ladder, got in a traffic accident. I mean, it's something having to do with your health. By and large, that's what it is. Getting trapped in some kind of confined space or whatever, or locked in a car. in your home or locked out of your home, whatever. But by and large, it's not fires like you think. And I'm sure my buddy Captain Burton can tell you. No, it's mainly medical. That's what most of our cars are. Like I told you, I delivered 7 babies on the job. But, and yet 32 years, you might think that's not a lot, but there's so many others that deliver babies and went on all kinds of health challenges. But that's what it comes down to. But tonight we're going to talk about why medications don't work. And I know you guys have taken medications your whole life. Like I said on the first day that I was here, that there are more people over the age of 50 years old in the United States than any other time in history. Yes, in the US, there are more people over the age of 50 than any other time in history. And what goes along with that is that every single month in the United States, 10,000 people turn 65. I think that's amazing. That's remarkable. Every month, 10,000 people turn 65, which means 10,000 are 65, 64, 63, 62, 61, 60, and on down. And because this has been ongoing for a while, 10,000 have to be 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, and so on. And so these people over the age of 50 probably have more health challenges than most of the people. And so because of that, we'll try to be logical and extrapolate from that, wow, health challenges is because you're older. It has to do something with you being older. It's because of your age. You know, yes, at 40, this should happen. At 50, this is going to happen. At 60, this is going to happen. At 70, 80, and they have all of these things. Gerontologists, they study aging, and they try to accumulate all of these symptoms with age. And my contention is not. It has nothing to do with age. And I say that not sarcastically, but honestly. It has, in a sense, when I say it has nothing to do with age, what I mean is that because you are older, you have been on a planet longer to allow yourself to accumulate more waste. Now, see, you can say that's age or whatever, but if you didn't let the waste accumulate, then they would do some other kind of extrapolations and say, well, maybe it doesn't have to do with age. Maybe it has to do with environment or socioeconomic status, or, you know, what you eat, what you drink, you know, lack of exercise. You know, they would address it some other ways, but we like to put a lot of things on age because we like to codify things and make it make sense. But I'm telling you, when you're talking about not making sense, taking medications doesn't make sense to me. And I get it. We live in the pharmaceutical world. We live in this cultural world where drugs, this drug culture is just, I tell you. And nobody talks about, and this might sound like a big word, iatrogenic diseases or drug-induced diseases. We don't want to hear about that. We don't want to know the cause and effect of that and how people die because of that. We just want to talk about studying pathology and studying disease. And my contention is, I'm going to tell you why medications don't work, but I'm not going to tell you right off the bat. Because my thing is, I think you have to say what something is not in order to kind of understand what it is. So let's think of it like this, disease. Let's take the word disease, since that's what medications are so-called used for. Disease is not a noun. Yes, N-O-U-N. Disease is not a noun. It's not a person, place, or a thing. It's not a condition. It's not your high blood pressure, your diabetes, your heart disease, your stroke. It's not your asthma. It's not your condition. No, that's not disease. Disease is not an attack on the body, and not an attack on the body by viruses, bacteria, fungal forms, mold, yeast, candida. No, that is not disease. Disease is a verb. Disease is an action word. It's an action described. It's an action that's conducted by the body, going out through the body. It's the body's way of getting you well. It's the body trying to signal you that something is wrong. That's why I said just the other night, disease doesn't cause your problems, or your body doesn't cause your problems. It lets you know what the problem is. So think about that. Don't think of disease as a noun, like a thing. Like I said, like an attack. It's this issue. Oh, I got cancer. I have high blood pressure. I have diabetes. I have heart disease. I have this, that, or whatever else. No. It is a verb. It is an action word, and it is conducted by the body. It's the body's intelligence trying to get you to associate your lifestyle with the symptoms that it's presenting. And see, what medications do is try to get rid of the symptoms. But what causes the symptoms? What causes the symptoms is the body. Like I said last night, you don't think of hunger as a symptom, but it is a symptom. How do you know when you're hungry? Your body signals you with the symptom of hunger. How do you know when you're thirsty? Your body tells you, it signals you. How do you know when you're too hot, you're too cold? How do you know when you have the urge to urinate or defecate? See, we don't call those symptoms, but where does that feeling, where is that initiated from? It is the energy of the body. It is energy of the body signaling you to draw a response. So what if you had to urinate? So what if the body signaled urination and you ignored it? And you kept ignoring it and kept ignoring it and kept ignoring it. Yes, you're going to go and it's like, okay, you're either going to urinate on yourself or you're going to go and relieve yourself. And then once you relieve yourself, the symptom leaves. What magic is that? That's how the body works. And so when a person takes a medication to get rid of a symptom, they haven't gotten to the root cause of the problem. And that's why the company here, our business is called Roots Nutrition. Our motto is to get to the root of the problem. And if you don't get to the root of the problem, you're going to be chasing symptoms all day long, all year long, lifelong. And that's why you're going to take more and more medications. I'm sure some of you have heard how I even got started on this health journey. I was taking a lady to the hospital on the ambulance. The lady had 2 shopping bags and a shoebox full of medications. That's right, because we're talking about why medications don't work. She had literally 2 grocery bags and a shoebox full of medications. I took her to the hospital, dropped her off at the hospital. I just thought it was ridiculous. I said, how is this working? But I quickly forgot about it because I got another call and then another call and another call. So now 2 weeks go by and I get a call from this lady. Now she has 4 additional meds, 4 more additional meds on top of the 2 shopping bags and a shoebox full of medication. And that's when it hit me. You cannot poison the body into health. You cannot poison the body into health. You cannot take more and more toxic drugs made in a laboratory, put them in an already toxic body and expect it to improve. Because it's not a lack of drugs that's causing your symptoms. The symptoms, what we call sickness and disease, are initiated by the body. They're conducted by the body. There's the body's response to try to make you well. It is the body's action to detoxify you. It is the body doing what's good for you, what's best for you. Now, it may appear to have seen have gone awry or something's gone wrong and that is not good, but that's why I wrote the book, Body Intelligence. Your body is more intelligent than any of all the libraries and books and computers and everything on the planet because it was God made. And it was made in every single cell in the body. Everything that a thing is to become is already in the cells, tissues, and organs. That's how we got here. We started as a single cell. That cell divided and divided again into 4 and divided again into 8 and 16 and 32 and 64 and 128 and 256 and 512, 1,024. It just kept dividing until it divided so much, then it differentiated into brain cells and gut cells and eye cells and liver and kidney, spleen and gallbladder cells and pancreas cells. And then it differentiated from male to female cells. And here you are, full grown now, trying to do something that the body's trying to signal you in one particular way, and you're trying to get rid of it with a drug, with a toxin, with a poison, as I say, and then wonder why it doesn't work. Because that is not what the body's asking for. Every symptom that the body presents, it presents in intelligence. That's why it's conducted. It's trying to get you to associate your lifestyle with how it's presented. But see, the thing is, we can get the symptoms so far beyond what we've been doing so we don't make the connection. See, if we happen to slip our hand and just, bam, it gets, jammed in a lock, immediately, okay, pull it away, look at the lock, or we accidentally touch some fire, we pull it back away. And we immediately know why we felt what we felt, the symptom that we had. But see, when we eat these processed foods, refined foods, cooked foods, junk foods, foods that shouldn't even be called food, when we eat things that are not biologically adapted to the physical domain, and then the body disrupts or gets some dis-ease, we want to cover that with some drug. And it's not going to work like that. What you have to get at the foundation of this talk, you guys, and at the foundation of your life, that your body knows what it's doing. You have to buy into and submit to the intelligence of the body. Because if you don't get it, you're going to be chasing drugs the rest of your life. And just like I was saying, this lady with 2 shopping bags and a shoebox full of meds goes to the hospital and gets 4 more meds. Do you think that's the answer? And I'm not sure, I know there's so many of you out there that has a parent or a grandparent with all kinds of medications. They may just have a shoebox or a big bag or whatever. And I'm telling you, I've gone on this over and over and over again, but it literally changed my life. I mean, honestly, you have to understand, be clear what disease is. It is a verb, it is an action word, it is an action in intelligence. It's an action to get you again to associate your lifestyle. Well, let's just say this. Let's just make it plain. What causes dis-ease in the first place? See, I always tell people that your health is a demonstration of the fuel that you consume and your body's response to that fuel. Now, when I say fuel, I mean what you eat, what you drink, what you breathe in, what you put on the skin, and what you think, feel, and believe. Because if what you eat, drink, breathe in, put on the skin, think, feel, and believe is not good, is not conducive to health and life and longevity, then your body's got to signal you that something's wrong. So you would want that. If you were getting ready to go off the ledge, you would want somebody to say, hey, you're going in the wrong direction. Turn around. There's a ledge right there. And you would go, oh my gosh, thank you so much for redirecting me. But now here the body gives you a symptom, a sign or what we call a disease. You run to the doctor and say, oh my gosh, this is going on. Give me this drug, give me this medication. And you got to do what you got to do. Let me say that first. I'm not telling you not to take your medications. So let's get that clear. I'm just giving you some educational things, some things that I've learned, some things that I believe, some things that I bought into. And I like to think I demonstrate that in my body. I have no aches, no pains, don't wear glasses. I don't think I'm an anomaly. I think my body's responding to what I eat, drink, breathe in, put on the skin, think, feel, and believe. But that's what you have to understand. If you can understand that disease is an action word, it's not an entity, it's not a thing, then you can kind of understand what it is. And it's all deliberate. It's deliberate, intentional, and purposeful of the body to try to get you to understand what it's presenting. The body is making a request based upon its needs. Now, everybody knows what thirst is. Okay, when the body signals thirst, what is it asking for? Not a soda, not Kool-Aid, not wine, beer, cognac, vodka. No, it's asking for water. And I'm sure we would all agree with that. But we don't always answer it with water, do we? And then the water we answer it with is not always good. It can be contaminated. I drank water, tap water, my entire childhood life. That's all we had. I remember going to a childhood friend's house and they had this purified water, or sparkless water, I think it was. I was like, guys, this water tastes so different. And all I ever had was tap water. I was like, what is this? Well, even in my childhood, some people were trying to think about their health, but I didn't know any difference. I was ignorant. And people really do perish for lack of knowledge. But that's the thing. Look at what the body signals. When the body signals a cough, is it asking for a cough suppressant? I mean, no, really, just be objective. I know you may go buy whatever you need to buy to stop the cough, but is that what it's really asking for? It's not asking for a cough suppressant. Your body's trying to get rid of this mucus or whatever it is up out of the upper respiratory tract until it's evacuated and the coughing will stop. See, that's what it is. What we try to do is address the symptoms of the body, and we want to eradicate the symptoms. And that's not what it's about. Health is not about just eradicating the symptoms through toxins, through drugs, through poisons. It's about getting to the root of the problem. What is causing that symptom? And when you see what's causing the symptom, you remove that, and then you remove the effect. To try to remove the effect without removing the causes, that's the epitome of medications and the epitome of stupidity. I know that sounded kind of funny, huh? But it really is. Listen, I'm going to read this out of this book. This is what Webster defines disease as a condition of the living animal or plant or body or one of its parts that impairs the performance of a vital function. That's absolutely wrong. Disease is the vital function. The function is not one of impairment, it's one to repair the body, to detoxify the body, to clean the body up, to get it back to its homeostasis, to get it back to where it's supposed to be. But they're going to call it impairment. Everything your body's doing is trying to keep you alive. It's trying to keep you on the earth. It's trying to keep you above ground. It doesn't matter how bizarre it appears. It's always trying to keep you alive. That's why it's doing what it's doing. But if you want to jump on it and get rid of that symptom, I'm telling you, you're welcome to it. But the body, no matter how bizarre it appears, is always trying to keep you alive. And do you know Webster goes on to say, Where is it at? Here's another thing. Webster also defines, disease as a harmful development. And disease is not a harmful development. It's a proper development. Here, look, simply put, disease is a struggle. It's a struggle on behalf of your body. It's a struggle on behalf of trying to keep you alive. That's what it is. And in this struggle, trying to keep you alive, just like a drowning man in water, he can struggle to try to stay above water and keep his head so he can breathe oxygen in. And he may not be doing the best he can, but he's trying to do because he doesn't know what he needs to do. But he's still struggling. Now, we can look at him objectively and say, what is wrong with that guy? He's just splashing water all around. This guy is he illiterate? I mean, not illiterate, but is he silly? Is he stupid? Is he just trying to do a joke or whatever? But this guy is struggling for his life. But he didn't know how to use the precision. He doesn't know how to just back up because he doesn't know how to swim. He doesn't know how to relax. It's better to relax, go with the flow, and then he can get himself out of the body. But see, what we do is to look at that struggle and say, we have to stop it. We have to stop it now. We have to stop it immediately. And we grew up in a drug culture, and so we buy into it. And those of you who always know and remember what I said, whatever you pay attention to comes to live in you as your thought life. And it's worked out in your destiny and circumstances. Because if you paid attention to drugs, and drugs is the way to health, it's the way to life, it's the way to take care of any sign or symptom that we may have, and you buy into it. And I get it. I did the same thing. I was on the fire department 32 years. But the thing that changed me is, like I said, I took that lady to the hospital, and I had to ask myself, what is this about? Because it wasn't only her 2 bags, her shopping bags, shoebox full of meds, and then the 4 additional meds that she had gotten. It was all the other meds that I saw in and around my family. I had 6 sisters and 5 brothers. And then my aunts and uncles, and then my cousins, and everybody else that took all of these medications. I tell you, all the years on the fire department, I didn't take any of the medication. I remember one time, a long time ago, I hurt my back on the job, and I went and got a steroid shot. Again, just trying to get rid of the pain. And you remember how they used to say, lay down, after you have a backache, lay down and just stay in the bed, which now they say is the worst thing. They want you to become mobile and move around because that's going to change things immediately. Because the body at rest tends to stay at rest. And so if you stay there, you're going to get even more and more stiff. But you guys understand that. That's not the problem. Look, there's 3 root causes of the disease, honestly. There's genetics, there's toxicity, and there's acidosis. Genetics, what I call genetics is the memory of a cell. I know that might sound a little esoteric, but the memory of a cell, your cells remember to be weak, if you will. Because everybody's born with congenital strengths and weaknesses. Like I said, you may have your dad's heart, your mom's liver, your grandfather's spleen, your grandmother's kidney, and because your cells are repeated from your genetics. What I call genetics the memory of a cell. So I grew up in Watts. I grew up poor. So I have the memory of being poor, but then I got rid of that memory. So in other words, if me now as an adult, if my thinking is poverty-based, I'm going to live in a world of lack. It's because of my thinking. If my thinking is poverty-based, I'm going to live in a world of lack. And if my thinking is fear-based, I'm going to live in a frightening world. Now think about it. If my thinking is fear-based, everything that I encounter will frighten me. And if your thinking is disease-based, you're going to live in a world of illness. People talk about hypochondriacs, but I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the masses on the planet. We just grew up in a culture where we think drugs is the answer to life, it's the answer to health. And it's not, because that's not what we're lacking. That's not what we're missing. Now, when you don't eat, put it this way, like I said, and the cause of it, so that's genetics. Then there's toxicity. And of course there's toxicity. How do we get toxic? Again, by what we eat, what we drink, what we breathe in. Like I said, my friend Captain Burton, he'll tell you we go in a burning building with this smoke and gases. Most people don't die from the burns in the fire. They die from smoke inhalation. So yes, what you breathe in can kill you. What you eat, drink, breathe in, what you put on the skin. We put stuff around our arms every day and on our bodies every day. But you need to ask yourself is what you're putting on, because it's absorbed through the skin. And what we inject, and that means what we inject into the body. Same thing, this is how we get toxic. What we eat, drink, breathe in, put on the skin, and what we think, feel, and believe. Now, see, we don't think about that. Yes, what we think, feel, and believe affects our health. That's how we become toxic. Wait a minute. How can what we think, feel, and believe cause us to become toxic? Remember, if you heard me before earlier in these talks that I've been doing, your cells, your 100 trillion cells, are constantly eavesdropping on your internal dialogue and your external speech. Your cells are constantly listening to what you're thinking and saying. And like I said, if you're thinking in this disease-like based thinking, you're going to live in a world of illness. And it's just the way you think. So your cells is thinking like, oh, I don't feel well. Oh, this is not good. Oh, I'm not bad. I'm telling you, you can depress your immune system. It's alive. See, what you have to get is that your cells and your body, every cell, tissue, and organ is alive. It's dynamic. It's animated. It thinks. It deliberates. It makes decisions 24/7. And it speaks to you based on those decisions. And yes, what you think, feel, and believe can change your body. Put it this way. You can feel sad. You can feel depressed. You can feel anxious. You can feel worried. Honestly. And somebody can come in and say, you just won $100,000. Why do you feel so well now? Wait a minute. You were sad, depressed, anxious, and worried. What is that? Oh, it was a shift in your thinking. That's it. Like the speed of light. It was a shift in your thinking. I'm telling you, on the fire department, we could feel bad. We could be tired. We could be worn out. Just like, oh, gosh, I can't take another day. And it could be 3 o'clock in the morning. Boop, the alarm goes off, and we're up and at them and jump, slide the pole, put on our gear, and out of the station in 60 seconds. And we still do what we have to do. We just overcame that because our body is our vehicle. We take it where we want to go. We make it do what we want it to do. And most of us don't do that. We have our bodies tell us. But that's how you become toxic. It's the environment that you live in. And some of our environments are more toxic than others. And that's what it comes down to. Keep it simple, you guys. This is the way we become toxic. What we eat, drink, breathe in, put on the skin, and what we think, feel, and believe. Now remember, your feeling, your emotions are a byproduct of your thinking, not of your circumstances. So if you think things are bad, or you think I got to get out of the hood, I got to get out of this better, and it's like this neighborhood, it's like, yeah, that's true. But don't let it depress you, because now when it depresses you, it's going to affect your health. It's going to affect not just how you feel, but how you feel affects your hormones, your glands, and organs. They're the government in the body. It's going to change everything. Everybody knows you can feel sad, depressed, anxious, and worried, but you never think about your immune system being sad, depressed, anxious, and worried. And that affects everything. And I see it all the time, even in young people. I talk about over 50 and all of that, but this is happening everyone across the board. I mean, when I see young people coming in, not being able to really function sexually, let's just say it. No, it's like it's ridiculous. But again, it's because of what they take in. By and large, it's what they eat and drink. I'm sure what they think, feel, and believe plays into it, but what they eat, drink, and I'm sure what they breathe in, because they may be doing a blunt, this or that, or whatever else. I don't know. But yeah, everyone knows that contaminates. But think about it. If that's what causes the toxicity in our body, how can adding more toxicity improve that state? You see what I mean? So we have the genetics, what we're born with, congenital strengths and weaknesses, the memory of a cell. See, just like I remember when I was being poor, now I don't think about it anymore. I don't have that kind of thinking. My thinking is not poverty-based anymore. My thinking is not disease-based, right? I don't have fear-based thinking. Even on the fire department, when we went into burning building, we can hesitate to see what the best way to go in is and how we have to do, but we learned over time and in training in the drill tower that our uniform, our turnout coat and boots and helmet and breathing apparatus, all that stuff can keep us safe. And we have the hose line, so we knew what the equipment did, so we can go in with some courage, if you will. And so when you know your body has the health that it needs, when you can have enough health and generate enough energy in your body to signal your body and hormones that you're fit for survival, you're not worried about it. I'm not worried about a pandemic or another pandemic coming on the planet or anything else. But if you're worried about it, it's because you don't feel sufficient within yourself. You don't feel strong enough. You don't feel healthy enough. You don't feel like you may have enough cardiorespiratory fitness or enough physical fitness. And it affects how you think, feel, and believe. And how you think, feel, and believe affects how you live. And how you live decides your life, because your decisions decide your life. But thirdly, then there's acidosis. Acidosis is Acidosis is burning inflammation. Everybody knows if you throw acid in your face, it'll burn. Because acid is caustic, it's abrasive, it's harsh, it burns, it's inflammatory. That's how we get the word inflammation. And how many times have we fought fires? When you fight fire, yes, you know what? I don't care how big the fire is, it always went out when you put enough water on it. Like I was saying last night, acid, yes, inflammatory, and the opposite of acid, because acid is burning, the opposite of that is alkaline. And alkalinity is hydrating, it's cooling, it's hydrating, it's soothing, it's dispersing, it puts the fire of inflammation out. But it takes 4 parts alkaline just to neutralize the 1 part acid, just to break even. So if you have a little fire, it may be little alkaline, acid. If you have, like on the fire department, we had a bigger fire, we need more water. And then a real big fire, now we need a big hose. We need a ladder pipe. We need lots of water to put it on there, but that's how it goes out. And it's the same thing in the physical body. When we can increase the alkalinity, but not just the alkalinity in what we eat and drink, but the alkalinity in what we think, feel, and believe. Now, just like you're going to have acid foods as opposed to alkaline foods, and acid foods and drinks, if you will, causes inflammation. That's easy to get. That's easy to understand, right? You can get that. It causes inflammation. You can have acid. Everybody said acid indigestion. What do we do when we get acid indigestion? We take Tums, Rolaids, Pepto-Bismol, Tagamet, Pepcid AC, Prilosec, Nexium, all antacids, trying to get to the root of the problem. Well, the root of the problem is the acidic food you ate, not the lack of the antacid. You would need an antacid if you didn't eat all that acidifying foods. It's the same thing with any problem in the body, any physiological challenge in the body. It's all the body working for you, trying to do you good. How about this? How about that acid indigestion is the body saying, why don't you check yourself before you eat some more of that? No, what we do, we get the commercial is, we put the thing that's causing acid here next to the Tums or Rolaids or Pepto-Bismol or Tagamet or whatever it may be. So we're ready. So we eat the acidic foods and then take the medication. This is how we do it. Hey, I get it. I've been there. I'm not judging you. I didn't know what I knew until I knew it. And you don't know what you don't know, and that's why I'm here to explain it to you. But that's the thing. So that's the acidosis and the thing. So what is the body doing? What is the body doing when it's causing what we call sickness and disease? It's literally just speaking to you. And that's why I tell people, look, we got to cultivate a relationship with our body. Because it is. It's speaking to you 24/7. I mean, it speaks to you through an itch, through a cough, through a chill, through diarrhea, through constipation. It speaks to you in numerous ways. And the thing is to understand what it's saying is your body. You should know your body better than any doctor or anyone else. It's you. You grew up with you. Wherever you go, there you are. So that's my thing is, think about it. What is the body saying? Is the body saying, oh, eat this? See, you can bypass what the body's saying and go in and do whatever you want to do. And we do that all the time. I mean, I used to go in as alcoholic all the time in our district. And he was like, I want to stop drinking. We take him to the hospital. And of course, he drinks some more and drinks some more. And he pickle his liver. And he drinks some more and drinks some more. And that's what I was saying last night. Yeah, I mean, even when you get off the alcohol and you go to the AA meetings, in the AA meeting, what's in the back room? You have donuts, cookies, cakes, pies, coffee, and sugar. You're trying to get that sugar fix all over again because alcohol is a protoplasmic poison. So we go from one poison to another and think we're improving things. We need life, you guys. We need life. Live foods. What are alcohol? Live foods are fruits, vegetables, sprouts, nuts, and seeds. That's the stuff that detoxifies us. So how do you get the body to detoxify? You get the good stuff in, you get the bad stuff out. You stop putting in the toxicity. That's the stuff that's causing the inflammation. That's the stuff that's acidic. Remember, it takes 4 parts alkaline just to neutralize 1 part acid, just to break even. So now if you have a health challenge, you got to get more than that 4 times. You got to double up, triple up, quadruple up. And the thing to do actually is to stop the acidic foods altogether and get the alkalinity in. I'm serious. I put in my book, I actually say juicing is the fastest way to convert the body because you flood the body with alkalinity and you push out the acidity. Your body's just a bunch of cells bathing in 2 fluids, blood and lymphatic fluid. So again, if you remember that fish tank, if you have that poopy fish tank and the fish are sick, red, yellow, blue, green, pink, purple, orange fish, and they're giving the disease are named redfish disease, bluefish disease, purple fish disease. So what are you going to do? Put all of these so-called different medications. You're going to put in some redfish medication and some bluefish medication and some pinkfish medication. This is how that lady got her 2 shopping bags and shoebox for the medication. Because they're putting the medication for every organ, every tissue, every cell. Oh, this is going wrong, so let's do this. Tell me how that sounds to you. I don't think it's just me. Red, blink, poo, blue, red, purple, orange, yellow fish. So we're going to put drugs in for each fish. Now you got this alchemy, this fish tank full of drugs to improve the life of the fish. And my contention is simple. Change the water. Change the fluids in the body. Clean up the blood. Clean up the lymphatic system. Clean up those lymph nodes that are in your body, because that's the sewage system. That's where it all starts. Think about it. What's the fastest way to take care of a fish tank? You just change the water. You don't think it's a miracle? But you know what? This is what we do. If you didn't know about changing the water, you had this fish tank for however long, 6 months or whatever, and somebody came knocking at your door to sell something. They said, "Man, oh my gosh, look at that tank. You're trying to keep your fish alive and healthy." And they tell you, "Why don't you just change the water?" You're like, "What? What are you talking about?" "Yeah, change the water, man. The fish will do a lot better." He said, "I've never heard of such a thing," because we always do drugs. But I never heard of such a thing. Just, ma'am, let me show you. So they get the fish out, change the water, put the fish back in this clear water with all the clean rocks and everything. And she's just like, "Oh my gosh, it's a miracle." And it seemed like a miracle because we grew up in this drug culture. We're in this cloud of drugs, and we think that's the way to go because we've heard it our entire lives. It's part of our culture. It is. It's a culture. And I call it a cultural hypnosis. That's what I call it now. We're culturally hypnotized by thinking a poison can make us better. Yeah, I want you to think about that. Think about that. Really think about that. Then, don't just judge it. Just consider it for a second. We think that a drug, a poison, something toxic called a medication can make us better. Yeah, I'm deliberately pausing so that can resonate with you. I want this to register in your nervous system, because if it doesn't register in your nervous system, you're going to go on to it, because you're going to have a symptom probably this winter, during the flu season. Oh, I don't do it. I don't catch a cold. I tell people say, "Oh, I just caught a cold." I go, "Why'd you catch a cold? Don't care if somebody throws a cold at you, jump out of the way. Don't catch it. If somebody threw a 5-pound bag of poop at you, you wouldn't catch it." But see, we don't think like that. We think colds are caught. That's part of our thinking. That's how your thinking affects your body. It's like, here, take this cold. No, that's how we do. It's changed like that, you guys. But that's the thing. The body is speaking. So when I say, and how the body is affected, it's of course, when we have a symptom or a signal going on, it's affected physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It affects us in every kind of way. Because now, when we have a particular challenge for so long, our nervous system gets so wired into it. Even if we start moving along to doing something that's better to detoxify us, and because we go through these detoxification symptoms, people are like, "Oh no, listen, if you walk this way, if you're walking east and you're getting worse and worse, and you're having more and more health challenges, and I tell you to turn around, do an about face, and start walking back this way, you're going to have to go back through everything that you went through." This is what detoxification is. It's not trying to stop symptoms or anything like that. It's trying to get to the root cause. But the path that you took to have this health challenge, you have to take it back. And when you go back through it, it's a thing called Ireland's Law. The body heals itself from the inside out, from the head down, in a reverse order that you've had symptoms. So sometimes when you go back through it, you don't want to go back through it. But it's the only way out. It's the only way out, you guys. You have to go back the way you came to improve your health. You have to become someone else. You really do. Because the healthy person thinks entirely different from you. Honestly. And you have to become someone else. So, again, what I'm going to talk about is how the body detoxify, and you can actually see why medications don't work. Because the body has to become alkaline. It's the environment, like I talked about last night. The environment in the body is called the biological terrain. And when you want that terrain to be alkaline, which is conducive to health and life for the cells, tissues, and organs, that's how we live and thrive. We increase our blood flow, lymph flow, nerve flow. That's because the blood feeds the cells. The lymphatic fluid carries the waste away from the cells. The nerves move the cells, and we have life and health and longevity and their quality of life into the years to come. I don't even put a limit on it. I don't think I'm an anomaly. I don't think I'm special. I really don't, because I grew up eating probably worse than most people listening to this. But the thing is, I changed the memory of a cell. I changed how I ate. Like I told them last night, y'all through college, what did I eat? Double cheeseburger, fries, Coke, and coconut cream pie. Why do I remember it? Because I ate it every day and didn't have a problem with it. But it was all acidic. Double cheeseburger, fries, Coke, and coconut cream pie. Where's the life in that? Where's the life? Where's the life in that? And you can't call it water content food. There's the water content. It's acidic. You know the burning. You know when you drink a soda and it's burning your throat? Why do you think it's burning your throat? It's acidic. It's acidic. It's acid. It's phosphoric acid, sugar acid, all in the same. So you got all this liquid acid going down your throat, burning your throat. Now it's going through, burning your esophagus, burning and going and burning your kidneys and everything, and all the way trying to neutralize stuff and burning on the way out. And the thing is, this is what we do. We drink the Coke. Okay, take 4 or 5 swigs. It just burning your throat. You finally stop and you're like, oh, that's good. You know what we call that burning? Effervescence. That was good. Let me take another swig. You see how we language that and we shift it? So the way we language something is how we think about it. So we language that burning of the acidifying effects of that soda, we language it as effervescence. That's good. And we teach our kids the same way. To drink it, oh yeah, that burns. Oh yeah, that's so good. This is us. This is what we're doing to the next generation and the generation after that. So the thing is, I'm going to tell you, you got to alkalize the body. You got to get the good stuff in. And I always tell people, if you don't know what to do at all, go on a raw fruit and vegetable diet. Even the juices. Fruits are cleansers. That's the best thing to do if you really have a health challenge. Fruits are cleansers. Vegetables are builders. And if you have to build and rebuild, that's when you predominantly do those. And hydrate. The body's 72% water. You got to have water. Again, just think of it like that fish tank. Change the water, put the good stuff in, get the bad stuff out, and the body knows what to do. The body's intelligence, it will detoxify. That's what health is. That's the way to become healthy. To detox, to remove the toxins from the body, to remove the things that are harmful from the body, to remove the things that will cause more acidification to the body. Because that's how the body's responding. Every time it gives a sign of something, simple pain. Pain is too much acid, a lack of oxygen, and inflammation. Think about that. Pain is too much acid, a lack of oxygen, and inflammation. So what if you had alkalinity, brought in some oxygen, and now you get rid of the inflammation? Now you can move like a kid with no aches and pains, no hindrances, no shortage of blood flow, lymph flow, or nerve flow. It just changes your life entirely. And the thing is, you can't just eat the right stuff and drink the right things and do the right things. You got to move your body, guys. It is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got to move your body. And I don't mean just walking. Here we are, we're walking. You need to be vigorous. That's what I was saying last night. And those of you that weren't here, as you get older, you lose muscular strength, you increase body fat, your lungs shrink. Yes, you lose 20% of your lung capacity by the time you're 40 years old. You can lose 40% by the time you're 70 if you're not deliberately creating an oxygen debt. That's why you get out of breath if you have to run to catch the bus. Oh, yeah. You run 20 yards and you're out of breath. That's a symptom. That ought to tell you something. Think about it. Your bones thin out. You fight osteoporosis and osteoarthritis. Why do older people always have that hunch in their back? Why do they always start bending over? Why do they get shorter? To compress this. Why did it get weaker? You guys remember what I said last night about muscle? Anybody remember? Put it in. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Yes, you must be born again. That's right. You born again. See, when I say born again, you must become someone else. How about becoming that healthy person instead of that sickly person? Do you know you can change your mind and do that? You remember what I said about muscle? Muscle knows no age. Muscle knows no age. I am young. That's what I'm saying. We're going to create a youth movement, you guys. I am. I want you guys to buy in. I do. I want you to take the total body reset and just buy in. I'm telling you. I'm my own visual aid. I don't have any PowerPoint or anything like that. I'm just here telling you how it is. And my friends out there, they'll tell you. I'm telling you, I keep it simple. I keep it simple. The total body reset is going to be simple. It's going to take you from where you are. I don't care how weak or how long you've been sedentary. We're going to get those muscles ignited, get them firing again, get them activated. And from there, we'll gradually take you to where you're like a Navy SEAL. No, really. That's my dream. But that's what it is. You got to move it. So now I guess you guys can understand why medications don't work, because they're poison. How can a poison add life to a body? And then you think about it. Remember when they say if you take this poison, I'm going to say it the way I say it. If you take this poison, you may have side effects of headache, nausea, vomiting, blurred vision, bleeding, coma, perhaps even death. Ask your doctor and see if it's for you. I got any takers? Come on. Ask your doctor, maybe death. Ask your doctor and see if it's for you. You just told me I didn't need it. You just told me I don't want it. You just told me it wasn't good for me. Remember I explained to you, and even in my book, Body Intelligence, I explained it clearly. There is no such thing as side effects. Let me say it again. I don't care how many times you've heard it and saw it on TV and in your doctors and all that from the pharmacists. There is no such thing as side effects. What they call side effects are generated by the body. They're instituted by the body. It's the body telling you, don't put this in the physical domain anymore. It's again, the body speaking to you like it speaks to you 24/7. Listen to it. It's speaking to you on your behalf. It's trying to get you to understand what it's saying. But we ignore it, especially men. I know you guys, brothers out there, you just ignore it. You feel something, and your wife or girlfriend or whatever may try to tell you something like, oh, honey, you just go get checked out and go there. Oh, I'm all right. We don't go till we losing a leg. And it's like, oh, can you give me my leg and bring it back over here so I can go see the doctor? Now, listen, I'm not gassing doctors or anything like that. But that's the one thing of being on the fire department 32 years. Hey, you lose a leg. I had a guy jump off a train, got his right leg cut off, his left foot. It degloved him, pulled the skin off the hand like a glove. Yeah, threw the leg on top of the gurney. He was on top of the gurney. Wrapped up his hand because he was degloved and yelled to the engineer, throw me that Nike shoe. His foot is still in it. Caught the pass with the foot in the shoe, put it on top of it. Yeah, you take him to the hospital. Yes, we do need drugs as a stopgap when something is wrong. So I'm not just buying and just trying to kick drugs out of the way. No, it's not that, you guys. But when it's a systemic problem, you can't poison the body into health. No, I mean, we dealt with heart attacks so many times and shootings and stabbings and electrocutions and things like that. Absolutely, you got to intervene. So I did it for 32 years, guys. So I'm not knocking it in that sense, but you have to understand. And the subject matter is why medicines don't work, why medications don't work, because they're not meant to work. They're meant to stop symptoms. That's what it is, just the symptom. And the symptom is not the problem. It's the cause. It's the root cause. If you don't remove the cause, now you have a recurring symptom. And with this recurring symptom, say, oh, well, this poison didn't work. Here's another poison. And now you didn't get to the root cause. And well, here's another poison. And then you get to the root cause, there's another poison. You got to remember I said like your body doesn't cause your problems. What did I say last night? Your body's like a smoke detector. Smoke detectors don't cause smoke, but they do signal you that there's smoke in the room. So the body is signaling you and giving you a symptom to let you know that there's smoke, more or less, right? And so taking a drug literally is like putting a hammer to the smoke detector. Yes, you will stop the signal, the sign, the symptom. But I guarantee you haven't gotten rid of the smoke or the fire causing the smoke. So it burns in the next room, sets up another detector, and you get another drug, and you smash that detector. Yeah, again, you stop the symptom, but not the smoke or the fire causing the smoke. So it burns it to the next room. He says, okay, let's change up. Let's do surgery. So you cut the detector down, and you throw it away. That's surgery. Now you're moving parts from the body. But you still haven't gotten rid of the smoke or the fire causing the smoke until your house burns down. Yes, this is your house. This is the one and only one you have on this planet. Now, you can try to change all the parts you want, but Here you are. I tell you, I see people losing a kidney, kidney failure. Might as well kidney. People go out on dialysis. It's like they're just on a slippery slope. But I'm telling you, physicality, and this is why I'm talking about the total body reset. Physicality, moving that body, increasing muscular strength, decreasing body fat, increasing your lung capacity, creating the bone density in your body and your cardiac output, how much your heart can pump every time it pumps. It's not going to get better by you Netflixing all day and night and all through the weekend. And thinking about working out is not working out. Preparing to work out is not working out. Looking at YouTube videos about working out is not working out. Talking to your friends about, oh, I'm going to start this new year and work out, that's not working out. Writing a story about how you're going to work out, even imagining somebody complimenting you on working out is not working out. None of the stuff is working out. The only thing working out is working out. And if you're not doing it, you're not going to get better. It's physics. A body at rest tends to stay at rest unless acted upon by an outside force. That's why people that sick, truck drivers, they sit, bus drivers, people that sit and sit. Remember I said last night, sitting is the new smoking. Remember I said you lose 20% of your lung capacity by the time you're 40 years old and 40% by the time you're 80? Oh my gosh, if you're sitting, if most of your day is sitting, your lungs are shrinking much faster than that. And I know you can tell. Because as soon as you have to run after one of the children or your grandchildren and you go 20 feet. That ought to tell you something. That's your body speaking to you. I had a guy come in a couple of weeks ago, young guy, looked like about 40 years old or whatever. He said his son wanted to start playing basketball. So he said, okay, son. So he was defending against his son. And all he was doing, he said, man, that's so true. I was just doing like this, sticking my hand out, trying to defend against him, not moving that much. He said, I did that for like 30 seconds and was out of breath. This guy's 40 years old. This is real, you guys. This is your one and only life this side of heaven. I mean, when you're going to go, we only have so many days in time and space. I don't know what we're thinking. No, that's it. We think our lives in terms of years. No, I don't think of it in years. Because every time I hear when someone dies on the job or the fire department, whether they're retired or active, it just makes me want to go run. It makes me want to eat a salad. It makes me want to have a smoothie. I know that might sound funny, but it's not. It's just, I had one of my rookies, 32 years old, died of a heart attack. 32 years old. Now, yes, he was stressed. Remember what you think, feel, and believe? Yeah, he was stressed. He had this big, beautiful motor home that he was paying for, and he let the movie industry or the television industry use it, as a trailer. And so when there was a strike, it wasn't needed. And he was like talking to me. It's like, I got this thing. I said, get rid of it. Get rid of the motorhome. You got an entire life on the job. You're 32 years old. Just give it back. He was stressed about it. His girlfriend said, babe, just go get checked out. Go get checked out. He finally just walked down to LA County Fire Station and he put the 12 leads on him and said, oh yeah, you need to go to the hospital. And here we are as guys. Oh, it's okay. I'll just go back home and go to sleep. And so he had to do what's called an AMA, against medical advice. He had to sign this paper against medical advice because they said, you need to go. He said, well, I don't want to go. Went home, went to sleep, didn't wake up. 32 years old. I don't know how old you guys are, but I can tell you, this is your life. This is your one and only life, and we're to take care of it. And I'm just here to tell you tonight, you cannot poison the body into health. Why don't medications work? Because they don't work. They will stop symptoms, absolutely, but they don't get to the root of anything. No, they don't. And like I said, yeah, you need drugs as a stopgap. I mean, we went on heart attacks when a person has a heart attack. And why? That's the lack of blood in the heart, the coronary arteries. So they'll give them nitroglycerin. Yeah, it's a poison, but what does nitroglycerin do? Because it's a poison. Why do all the blood vessels dilate in the heart to get more blood to the heart? Because it's the poison. Because the body says, oh my gosh, we got this poison in here. So it dilates all of the blood vessels, opens them up so we can get it out real quick. That's why it works. Yeah, it's still a poison, but right now it's necessary. I hope you guys are getting this. Guys, any have any questions at all? I know I'm going on and on and on. But, what time is it? Oh, gosh, I guess, we've done our time. We spent it. You know what? Monday, we're going to finally have sign-ups. We're going to do the launch of the Total Body Reset. And I'm going to be leading. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do. what you're going to get with it, a cleanser and a green. We're going to show you the exercises to do. And the exercise is just 10 minutes a day. That's what I figured out. Everything I told you, I figured out how to build muscular strength, decrease body fat, increase your lung capacity, densify your bones, and increase your cardiac output in just 10 minutes a day. Yeah, that's 3 songs on your favorite playlist. That's why I say by the time you normally tie your shoes and put your clothes on and go out and go to the gym and head to the gym, you'd have been done, showered up, and finished. No, it's serious. I'm telling you, it'll change you from the inside out. I'm talking about your cells, tissues, and organs. If we take care of your cells, we got your tissues, we got your organs, we got the organ systems, we got the entire body. See, most people are just working on the muscles, working on the brain, working on this. No, to get to the cells, you have to work through the muscles. You have to work your way through, and it causes activity. I mean, you guys know, it's no big thing. It's nothing good, but any questions at all? I already went, I know I went an hour. Last night I went an hour and like 19 minutes. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just passionate about what I'm talking about because, like I said, I had 6 sisters and 5 brothers and 2 parents. And, when I was working in the fire department, I just saw them go. High blood pressure, diabetes, emphysema, kidney failure, dialysis, just all of them. Really, mainly all of them, high blood pressure, diabetes, and kidney failure. Just my father, my mother, my brother Willie, my sister Laura, my other brother Doug, my brother Michael, my brother Stephen, just one after another after another. It's just, and now I look at it and I remember the symptoms. I remember looking at my mother. She had the panda eyes. The dark circles around the eyes, liver and kidneys. Well, you may not associate it like that, but I do. Yeah, I know now. And I told you guys last night about the dark shading on the cheeks and around the neck, the acanthosis nigricans, the sign of insulin resistance. Diabetes is running rampant in the community. And I tell you guys, I'm Black. Maybe that's evident. And I'm for everybody's health, but I'm telling you, because we only represent 14% of the country, and we lead the entire country in high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, cancer, obesity, kidney failure, fibroid tumors, endometriosis, ovarian cysts, respiratory problems. And my contention is that we're arguably the strongest people, the most agile, the most athletic, the most spiritual, and we're still the shortest living. I don't like it at all. I don't, because I know it's unnecessary. And I know my people perish for lack of knowledge. They just don't know. And people always say, if they knew better, they do better. No, that's a lie too. No, you got to get it in your nervous system. Remember I said, you got to do the thing. You can't talk about the thing. You can't put on the board, I'm going to do the thing. You can't tell your friends, I'm going to do the thing and don't do the thing. You can't write the thing down in your journal, say, I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to start tomorrow. Think about it. Why does everybody start on Monday? I get people coming into the studio, Roots Nutrition, on Tuesday, get a program and say they're going to start on Monday. But it's Tuesday. So wait, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and start on Monday? And then it could be Monday night, and they'll say, I'm going to start on Monday. That's a mentality, you guys. That's a mentality of putting things off. We put things off. We're procrastinators to a point, and it's like, don't procrastinate with your health. No. Don't do it. Not on my watch anyway. Not if I have some influence over people. No. This is your one and only life inside of heaven. I'm telling you, you can wait. A guy called me just a few days ago. He said, oh, Doc, I had a stroke. I know. Before I can say anything, I know you told me. Doc, I got 5 kids and a wife. Didn't matter if I told him. He said he got it. He said he understood, but you know what? He didn't do it. Because he didn't do it, he didn't get it. He didn't understand. You don't understand until you're doing the thing. Whatever things you need to do, you need to do it. If you're not doing it, all of this right now that you're hearing tonight, if you don't do it, you didn't hear it. And so I took it myself for this new year to lead people myself. I'll take them through it myself. I'm not going to have someone else do it. I'm not going to have I'm going to be able to show you through and talk to you and ad-lib in the middle of it and answer questions in the middle of it and say, look, this is what you need to do. Give me this few minutes. Let me show you what you can do in 10 minutes a day. Just a little bit. Line upon line, precept upon precept, just here a little, there a little. We're going to take our way. Just go through the motions. Let me just say that. We're going to go through the motions of the physicality, and then we're going to go through the motions again. And we're going to go through the motions again, and we're just going to keep turning it up. A little more intensity, a little more intensity, a little more intensity. All right, you guys? That's my time. I will be back on Monday. Doc Romeo Live at 5. Hope you get your questions in. I say, oh, will this live be saved on Instagram? It'll be saved on YouTube, right? It'll be saved on YouTube. You can go to Doc Romeo Live on YouTube and pick it up. Okay, I have dark sheets, not the neck. I pray that that's not next. Well, yeah, that's a sign. But yeah, watch your blood sugar. Cut those sugars and starches. Get more solids in. You can have fruit. That's not the thing, but get more starches. Oh, thanks. No need to apologize. How sweet is that? I appreciate you guys. I really do. I just want to make a difference with you guys. I appreciate you guys coming in, giving the time, taking the time to listen. Thank you, Brent. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you, brother. I love you. And hey, whenever you need me, I know you're working with those junior fire academy kids, and I know when we do our jump rope contest, it's always good. You know what? Maybe I'll get some of them in the new year in a total body reset. I do this thing called last one standing. And all I get you to do is just to jump rope. That's it. All you have to do is jump as long as you can without missing a skip. But as soon as you miss a skip, you're out. So it's like we're a group of us out here, as many as it is, we just jump, jump, jump. You may miss a skip and 2 jumps. Bam, that's it. You stop, sit down Indian style. The next one drops, and the last one standing gets a gift. Maybe we'll do that. We're going to do that for the new year. All right? Appreciate you guys. See you next time. Have a good weekend. Have a strong end. I appreciate it. Ciao. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, you there. Bada bing, bada boom. Yes.